Forget-Me-Not. It was approaching Christmas time again on the island of Sodor. All the engines were starting to feel the Christmas spirit as they went about their work.
Afternoon, Henry.
Hello, Skarloey. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. I just love this time of year. Everyone is always in good spirits.
Ugh, bah humbug.
Oh, take no notice of him. Rusty caught him singing carols this morning. Seriously.
Christmas miracles never cease to amaze. Of course, I don't know anyone who could be in a bad mood this time of year.
Knock it off, Mac.
I'm not doing anything.
You're bumping me.
How can I be bumping you? We're the same engine, genius.
Well, almost everyone. What are you two bickering about now?
Mac keeps shoving into me.
Shut up! I told you it wasn't me!
If we stop bumping, will you two both shut up?
See? I told you it wasn't me!
Well, you could have just said it was the trucks.
Well, if you were going at a decent speed, maybe they wouldn't need to push.
I'm just being careful.
Stop! Can you two go just one day without arguing? It's almost Christmas after all.
Well, if Mac didn't insist on starting an argument...
Me? Me? Let me tell you, who was it who insisted on stopping for a...
Good luck with those two, Skarloey. You're going to need it.
Telling you, the same engine. Besides, you're at the front.
And what's that supposed to mean?
You know what it means. Do I have to spell it out for you?
Please do.
Why are you always at the front anyway? You get all the beautiful scenery, and I have to look at this truck.
Hey!
You're so ridiculous. I go in front because I know what I'm doing. I like to see the front get started.
Hello, Mighty Mac.
Wake up, Mighty. It's time to go.
I know.
Then go.
Stop nagging me.
Your attitude is beginning to wear a little thin. I was just letting you know it was time to leave.
My attitude? You're the troublemaker. Tell the trucks to stop pushing.
It wasn't the trucks.
See? You can push me. I knew it, you liar.
I wouldn't need to push you if you paid attention to the whistle and actually left the station.
I was about to.
My attitude's the problem.
You have to be careful when starting off in the snow, you know. There might be black ice and you can't see it. Many an engine has come to a sticky end over black ice. It covers the rails.
Are they still going at it?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Let's put a stop to this once and for all.
Next time before you push me.
Shut up, you nerd.
Mac, pack it in. I've told you, it's dangerous in this.
It's not me!
On!
Pushing!
Whoa! Slow down! The tracks are icy ahead! Brake, Mac, brake!
What do you think I've been trying to do?
Points! Points!
Oh no!
Are you alright?
I think so.
Ah, peace at last.
Ah, that was so worth it.
This was all your fault. If you'd just left the station when I said...
My fault? I warned you, didn't I?
Ooh, spoke too soon.
You
Now
can't
it's even
see it.
worse.
That's what you said. But how can I look for something I can't even see?
Rusty warned us. You just carried on.
We were out of control, weren't we?
Oh my lord. How on earth did this happen?
It was Mighty's fault, sir. He was...
No, sir. It was Mac's fault. He didn't brake hard enough.
Actually, sir, Mighty was too busy lecturing me on the perils of black ice. But how do you see something you can't see? It's impossible, isn't it?
That night, Mighty Mac returned to the wharf, still arguing about whose fault the accident had been.
I'm just saying, you could have braked harder. You're at the back. It's your...
I braked as hard as I could. Perhaps if you stopped blaming me, you'd take a
What are you two arguing about now?
I don't have any shortcomings. You know, I'm getting really sick of you.
Finally, something that we can both agree on. The feeling's mutual.
I think I'll go and stay in the good shit tonight.
See what you've done now? You scare other engines away with your persistent nonsense babbling. If only we were two separate engines, I'd never have to deal with you again.
And I'd work better on my own, too. I wouldn't have to listen to all your stupid lectures.
Whatever.
Fine.
That night, an unusually strong thunderstorm swept across the island. Freezing rain poured. Trees were blown down.
Oh no!
That was close.
And the telephone wires were snapped.
Mighty, wake up! You're going to be late!
It's morning already? What? I'm a separate engine!
Yes, you always have been.
But I don't understand. Where's Mac?
Mac? Who's Mac? Are you feeling alright?
I don't...
Come on, we can't keep Mr. Percival waiting. He wants us at the transfer yards to meet our new engine.
New engine?
Wow, that crash must have cracked your smoke box or something. You remember? Mr. Percival ordered a new engine to help with the Christmas rush. You're supposed to show him around.
Okay. Yes, right. I'm coming.
Hiya, Mighty! Ho-ho!
What?
I said, good morning, Mighty.
Oh, morning, sir.
I must say, it's not like you to be late.
Sorry, sir. I overslept, I think.
Right. Well, I'd like to introduce you all to our newest engine. Everyone, please welcome Mac.
Mac?
Mighty?
Oh, do you two know each other?
You two look exactly alike. And what a coincidence. You mentioned a Mac earlier.
Long lost twins. Actually, now you mention it, Skarloey, Mac mentioned someone called Mighty on the way up here.
They do look very similar. What a remarkable coincidence.
It's a pleasure to meet you. All of you.
Nice to meet you too, Mac. I'm Skarloey, and it seems you're already acquainted with Mighty.
Yeah, we know each other. I mean, we used to, I think.
Well, now that the introductions are out of the way, it's down to business. Mighty and Mac, the storm last night caused quite a lot of damage along the line. Rusty is already handling any repairs to the lines, but I'd like you two to work together and take all the fallen tree limbs away and help with the mending of the stations that need it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Haha, that's a pair of good engines. Mac, Mighty will show you what you need to know.
Well, I must be off. I'm taking some children to Ulfstead Castle to see the Earl's new punk rock band. Good luck on your jobs.
Punk rock band?
What? What's King Godred's throne room got to do with punk rock?
I don't know. Something very strange is going on here.
Oh.
Hey, how did this happen?
I don't know. No one seems to remember me. The last thing I remember was you yelling at me about something trivial and...
Trivial? You pushed me off the track!
I didn't! It was the trucks! You seem to forget we are... Okay, we were one engine. I couldn't do anything without you sticking your ugly mug into my business.
Ugly? Did you call me ugly?
Yeah, I did. You and your weird hair thing. It looks like it's drawn on.
At least I have hair, and I don't have those goofy freckles.
Their character building. You take that back.
I won't. And you know, since we're separate engines now, I can finally prove to you that I can work better on my own.
Stop following me.
I'm not
following you.
I hate you.
You hate me. Not as much as I hate you.
Bye-bye, everybody! Bye-bye!
Come on. Huh? What the...
Mac, this is my train.
No, it's not. I saw it first.
I coupled up first.
That doesn't mean...
Hey, I can settle this.
Are you a shunter?
No, I'm the Archbishop of Canterbury. Of course I'm a shunter. Now, just you remember to each get a brake van before you head off.
Yes, sir.
I don't understand.
Come on, Katie. We're going to be late for the concert.
What is going on today?
They both collected a brake van and headed off in separate directions, both pleased to be rid of the other.
Hey, Mac, is it left to Lakeside or right? Mac! Why aren't you... Oh, yeah, right. It's left to Lakeside, I'm sure. Right goes to the Blue Mountain Quarry, I think. Or was it the other way around? I've got no sense of direction at all. Excellent. If you're ever lost, just ask someone the way.
Hello, Mighty. It's a right mess up at the quarry. That storm's caused havoc.
Oh, so that's the way to the quarry. So Lakeside must be to the right. Thank you, Peter Sam.
Come along, Peter Sam. I don't want to miss the concert. I'm the opening act. Isn't Peter Sam wonderful, Marty? By far the best engine on the island. I love him.
Oh, sir, I'm just like any other engine.
To the Jaffa Cake Factory, Peter Sam, and step on it.
Who even was that? Anyway, Lakeside, to the right. Or is it to the left? Oh, I don't know. I'll just go the other way.
Boy, are we glad to see you. We need all the help we can get. Oh, where are my manners? I'm Luke, by the way. You must be the new engine.
Yeah, I think so. I'm Mac, and together we're...
Together we're what?
Together we're... gonna put this place in order.
That's what I like to hear. But there's quite a few of us around, so if you need anything, we're all quite friendly. So just ask.
Oh, hi, Duncan.
Have we met?
No.
But you knew his name.
Well, you see, he's quite a legend among all narrow gauge, all over the world. Everyone knows who Duncan is, rocking and rolling, and all the cool stuff.
You hear that? I'm a legend. Well, I mean, I always knew it, but I didn't know anyone else did.
Did you want something, Duncan?
Hey, we need the extra men this new engine has bought. There's a rock slide over by Merrick.
What do you need me to do?
Just leave your wagons here and go and help Sir Handel. He's over by Owen. Owen's that winch-looking thing over there.
Come on.
Come on, Sir Handel. There'll be some more trucks coming in a minute.
I'm trying.
Hello, I'm Mac. Duncan sent me over. Looks like you could use a big, strong engine.
I'll say. Do you know where I can find one?
I was talking about me.
Oh. No offense intended, you understand, but I don't think you'll be able to get this train moving either.
Oh yeah, just watch us. Double the engine, double the power.
Double? What is he talking about?
I have absolutely no idea.
Don't worry, everyone. We'll soon have this train on the move. Come on, Mighty. Put some effort into it.
My name's Sir Handel, and you said you could shift it on your own, didn't you?
Well, not on my own exactly, but...
Then, Mac remembered.
I think you had the right idea, though. If we both couple up, together we might be able to move it.
I can't lie. Being two engines did have its advantages.
Hello? Anyone here?
1 second.
Let me guess. Farmer Finney? Mr. Jolly? Ooh, no. Sir Loam Hat? Boy, am I getting sick of this.
What are you talking about? Do you need me to call the Steamworks?
Sorry, sir. It's been a rough day.
You're telling me. We've had the Mad Hatter's Tea Party in the waiting room all morning.
Would you just save us both a lot of embarrassment and just say that again?
I said we've had passengers waiting here all morning. We can't let any trains go until the tracks ahead have been checked. Rusty hasn't gotten to us yet. Look, here comes another engine I'll have to turn away. Sorry, no trains at the moment.
I brought the generator you asked for.
Huh? Oh, thank you, Rheneas. Now that we have some heat, maybe the animals will settle down. Hey, who let the elephant in the fridge? That was my lunch.
What is going on?
Calm down! Don't blow your stack! You best go clear the line so we can get all these passengers on their way. Be careful in the woods, though. There's bound to be branches everywhere.
Will do. And sorry, I think that accident's messed with my smoke box a little.
Good merciful heavens!
What's gotten into him? He seems to be acting strangely.
I blame the weather.
Was I supposed to change tracks there, Mac? I've got to stop doing that. I'm a single engine, 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 I'm a single engine. I'm a lost engine. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I miss Mac. He'd never get me lost in the forest. I'm the brains, he's the map, and together we're the strength. Come on, Mighty, you can do this. This is what you've wanted literally your whole life. Your brains can get you out of this. Think, think, think. Duh! Just reverse to the junction. But what if this is the right way? The points must have been set this way for a reason. Yes, I'll carry on this way until I see something that makes me sure this is the right way. Or the wrong way. Whichever the case may be.
Mighty valiantly carried on, looking for a sign that he was on the right track. But nothing came. Nothing ever came.
Until...
Whoa! Oof! Oh dear, now I'm well and truly lost.
Follow me, partner. Ride this way to Bufferville. Just a walk. Oh! Oh. Normal buffers. Normal buffers. Oh.
What's next, a talking tree?
Don't be ridiculous.
Duke?
Up here. Don't you recognize your wise old friend Duke? What a mess you got yourself into. There's only one engine who can help you now.
Then, as if by magic...
Mighty, are you around here? Oh, there you are! Oh, thank goodness I found you.
Did Duke send for you?
No, it was weird. I was working in the quarry and this feeling just came over me. Like you needed me. And I had to find you.
You know, that's the least weird thing I've heard or seen all day. Even when we're separate, we're always together. We share more than a body.
We share some sort of bond. Far deeper than any other engines. Even twins.
Right. We need each other. Separate, we're no different from any other engine. But when we're one...
We're an unstoppable duo. Your brains, my sense of direction...
Our strength, the perfect combo.
Well, that's all I need.
Proteus? The engine from the statue? You're real?
Oh, you bet I'm real. By no means, under no circumstances, a figment of your imagination to convey a moral lesson. You see, I, Proteus, created this dream to teach you both a lesson. You're spoiling everyone's Christmas with all of your constant quarreling.
You were behind all this? What about Smudger and Owl Duke and Mr. Bubbles?
Hey, come on. I have to have fun sometimes too, you know?
I thought I was losing my mind.
Well, I'd say my work here is done. Oh, I almost forgot. Mr. C, do the thing.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
We're back together. I'm Mighty, he's Mac, and together, we're Mighty Mac.
Mighty Mac. Wake up, guys.
What? What?
We're together. It was all a dream.
You had the same dream. Freddy, we were separate engines. It was
so real.
Duke was an owl, Mr. Percival was a clown?
Yeah. Wait, what? Maybe it wasn't the same dream, but after all, did you meet Proteus?
He put us back together again.
Okay.
He's Mighty, I'm Mac, and together,
we're Mighty Mac.
I'm just pleased to see you're not arguing anymore. I can't spend another night in the carriage shed. Those coaches never stop talking.
Oh, yeah. I think I speak for both of us when I say we're sorry,
Freddy. It took us being apart to realize how much we need each other.
Well said, Mac. And we're going to make it up to everyone. We'll make sure we give everyone a Christmas party to remember.
Well, there won't be a party at all if we don't help clear up the mess that storm caused last night.
Let's get to work.
Wow, miracles will never cease.
Ding dong merrily on high, in heaven the bells are ringing. Ding dong merrily in the sky.
Am I dreaming?
Mighty Mac were as good as their word. They helped clear up debris from the storm, and then worked through the night to help set up the Christmas party at Ulfstead. And they didn't argue
I
once.
thought all hope was lost. Mac showed up out of nowhere.
It's true, I did.
The engines of the Skarloey Railway were sure they had witnessed a real Christmas miracle. We must be cursed. Why'd he ask for us specifically? Because you were too friendly to him last year. I wanted to lock him in a shed, but no! You insisted on giving him a tour of the diesel works.
Hey, you two need to start respecting each other.
You need a visit from Proteus.
Oh, shut up.
Ladies, gentlemen, and engines, can I have your attention, please? This party would not have been possible without the hard work of one, or should that be two, engines, Mighty and Mac. As a thank you, I've written a little poem which will be read by our special guest. So please, give a warm, narrow-gauge welcome to the pride of the Shaftesbury Theatre, star of the stage and screen, Sir David Jester!
Oh, come on, let's go. Oh, I want to hear the poem. You want to get lumbered with taking that idiot back to the airport?
My dear public, it gives me great pleasure to recite a special Christmas poem for a minimal fee on behalf of my dear friend Peregrine Percival, whom I met when our paths into crime.
Just get on with it, man.
There's always one. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the yard, one little engine was working so hard. They worked through the day, they worked through the night, to make our celebration one heck of a sight. You see, they had a vision, and they knew what it meant, of a magical engine, perhaps heaven sent. Their bickering stopped, for good we all hope, for the way they were going, surely a slippery slope. To them we say thank you, for all they've done right. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night!
3 cheers for Mighty Mac. Hip hip
Hooray!
Hip hip
Hooray!
Hip hip
Hooray!